Welcome back. In this video, we're going to follow up on the Thaniel Oliver quest. So we're going to take our three selected characters, Elfira, Will, and Halsin, who just joined us, and we're going to go to the Shadowed Battlefield waypoint.
How is the rat diet going?
And
soon come to an end if you don't shut your
we're going to pull Asterion off and send him back to camp. Again, if we have one character in camp, then our honor mode run will not end, because we can always go talk to Withers and bring the rest of the party back. All right, so from the Shadow Battlefield, we're going to go up and we're going to talk to Oliver with Halsin in the party. We don't actually have to have Halsin to do this, but it's sort of his quest, and I'm trying to do all the quests for the characters with the character in the group. And we'll talk to Oliver.
Not back to gloat, are you? Nobody likes a bad winner.
Though shrouded in shadows, the child's resemblance to Thaniel is unmistakable. This must be his dark half, warped by the curse.
I still think you might have tricked me. If you did, I'll figure it out.
And we'll say that we know who he really is and where he really belongs.
Spoil sport. I'm not going back. I like it here. I've made a family for myself. I get to play all the time.
And we're going to say, like it or not, that he doesn't belong here.
Yes, I do. You can't make me do anything. I don't want to play with you anymore.
He's fled. We need to track him down. Wherever the curse is the strongest, that's where he'll go. That's where he'll feel safe.
All right, so before we go into the portal, we're going to prepare. We want to be able to do as many attacks as possible. That's going to be the limiter on this fight.
Whatever shall it be?
So we'll go ahead and click on Halsin, and we're going to summon an elemental. So we'll click on Conjure Elemental, and we can click on Fire. Air would also be okay for this particular fight. All right, we will click on Conjure Minor Elemental, and we'll pull out some Ice Muffets. And we're going to click on a new summon we haven't seen before, Conjure Woodland Being. So Conjure Woodland Being is an incredibly powerful summon. This creature has the ability to cast Spike Growth every round. It does damage when it gets summoned, and as anything walks across it, it has the ability to cast a strengthened version of Shillelagh, which deals a really large amount of damage and gives it a better attack. It can cast Entangle. It has a couple of camp supplies if we want, or some healing. It can topple, and importantly here, it has the Fallen Lover action where it can summon a Woodwode, so it is a summon that can summon another thing. It can do that once every short rest, so if you keep your Dryad around, you can actually use the Woodwode as a disposable minion. Alright, so we can see Halsin has brought a whole bunch of activity to the party. We're going to take a look and see what we got here. We are still out of Bardic Inspiration from the last fight. Will is out of spells, so before we go through the portal, we're going to use our last short rest of the day to top off. Alright, so we're going in sort of ready for anything that might come up. And we're going to appear in the main courtyard, and we're going to see Oliver is going to summon a bunch of creatures, and he's going to be in a dome. And if we attack the dome directly, we're going to take a bunch of damage back. And the dome is instead damaged by getting rid of the summons that Oliver is creating. And so that's our goal. Now, because we're on honor mode, he has an additional function where the first time that we kill one of his shadows around, he's going to create an area that does damage if you're in it. So we've got to be careful with even the order in which we're killing things. All right, all that said, let's walk through the portal and get to business. All right, so we can see we come in, and here we go. And we've got this problem of low light again. So we're going to set a moon lantern down. Right, that sort of resolves our it's too dark problems. And we'll take a shot at Daddy. While I'm thinking about it, we actually have 2 moon lanterns, so let's put another one down. Just to get a larger aura. We can move these around on the ground if we need to. Again, we'll come up with another slashing flourish. We got the crit off on that one, and we can see that Oliver here has cast this aura on the ground. We've got a bonus action left, and the question is whether or not we might want to use a potion of speed to do more burst damage. And in this case, I think that's a pretty good use of our potions. We've got a whole bunch of these things, so we'll go ahead and consume a potion of speed. And we're going to use Slashing Flourish again to do a little more damage to Mummy. And you can see we just did an absolute colossal amount of damage there. Will almost, but not quite, able to take it out. Go ahead and cast Erupting Cinder and see if that's going to be enough damage. Careful not to hit the Night Dome. Alright, so we're down. We're way ahead of the game on summons and stuff. So we'll go ahead and end our turn, end our turn, end our turn, end our turn. Now we've got the Dryad, so we've got a special thing we can do. We're going to go ahead and cast a Spike Growth, so that will mean that anything that tries to move through this area will take damage as it moves. And when Thaniel summons his shadows, they'll need to walk through this, and they'll take damage while they're coming over to us. We're also going to throw some fire on the ground near our party. And we'll end our round. So Thaniel's going to summon a bunch of little clones. And here we're in a situation where he's gone, so he's got his reaction back. So we want to be careful which of his clones we do. And did we kick off another area of that yet? I'm not sure. We're going to aim at this Shadow Friend over here. We've got a Fire Elemental. We'll go ahead and drop on these two. Alright, and we're good for the round. And we'll position the Woodwode over here. Coming back to the top of the turn. We don't have anything good to do here, so we don't want to attack the dome unless we want to take a bunch of damage. So we're basically just going to go through the round.
You want to play? Let me show you my favorite toy.
So Thaniel's going to summon an owlbear, and then some more clones. You see, we're popping these things before they even get to go, so we should not have too many problems with them. We'll take a shot at the Shadow Friend up here.
You're spoiling my fun. Stop it right now. You'll be sorry.
We've got our Fire Elemental. He's going to take a shot at the one on the far edge. We've got Ice Method. It's going to automatically kill this one with an area of effect. And we'll take the Woodwode and jump it in here. See if maybe we can convince the owlbear to come after it. No dice on that. And he's after Will. All right, so now we've got a real problem, right? We see the owlbear did a whole bunch of damage. We're going to have our main character, Alfira, just unload everything that she's got into it. Try that with the offhand, see if we can take it out. And we're in the wasting quiet now, so we want to move out of the zone.
No holding back.
And our own characters are blocking us.
Come on. Can't stay idle.
Let none stand in our way.
It's 2,
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
3. I'll just advance the elemental forward. Dryad forward. And we're getting pretty close here. Take another shot. For our fire elemental, we'll just warp out. And we'll drop a fireball on the ground. We got a shadow guy way back here. We do have a flight ability. We'll see if we can get over there far enough. Doesn't look like it. When we're gonna fly over here, outside of these wasting areas, and we'll take a shot and see if we can't hit him. And we did. And we'll just leave this guy in the wasting quiet. So our main character is lethargic after using a speed potion. We could down a health potion or something if we were worried about that right now. And if we take a look, we've got 60 hit points left on this thing, so we're almost done. Again, they're dying in the spike growth. We'll take a shot at the shadow friend over here. And that's done. And we got our fire elemental. We'll just drop a fireball right at their feet. And it's got 10 hit points left. If we want, we can try to do that damage, so we could do a death burst. We run the risk maybe of actually hurting Thaniel, though. I think we're just going to wait.
Oh, Father, harden my heart.
And we're going to get rid of the spike growth so that we're not going to be accidentally trying to run through it. And we'll let Thaniel do his conjuration here. You see, he brought his stuffed bear back. So we're going to use the fire elemental here and toss a fireball at these two back here. You see that breaks the barrier.
Leave me alone. Why can't I just stay here playing? I had everything I've ever wanted right here, and you've ruined it. I'm not leaving. You can't make me.
Be gentle. He's much more than a child, but he doesn't truly know that.
So we have the option to let Halsin take care of it, and in this playthrough we trust our allies, so we're going to have him take care of it.
It shall be done. Oliver, nobody is making you leave. This is your home. But it is dark, empty. lonely. I don't want you to be alone. I want you to be with Thaniel.
Why should I go back to him? He abandoned me.
No, you were stolen from each other. Neither of you are to blame. And I know your pain. I truly do. Thaniel was my friend also. I played with him, grew up while he stayed the same. He made me who I am today. And then he was ripped away from me. Same as for you. But you need not be alone any longer. You need not invent friends. Thaniel is back. He is waiting for you.
Fine. I'll do it. It might be nice to be with him again. Bye. And thank you for playing with me.
It's done, at last. Soon the land will be unshrouded. We should return to Thaniel when we can.
All right, and that's it for getting Halsin in the party and uncursing the shadow curse. So we'll
Never a dull
get
moment.
Alfira
I need no
and pick up our moon lanterns. You see that having these things around is pretty handy with all the shadows that show up in Act 2. And we'll go back to camp. And we're going to take a look at our quest log and see what we've got left to do. So we'll hide our completed quests. So we're at the door to the relic. We actually have found the Githyanki Crash. This is open to us using the machine to remove our parasite, although Voss has told us that if it doesn't actually do that and the purification device actually just kills us, so I don't know why we would not have closed that quest off. Embracing our potential is about taking the mind flare tadpoles. We're not doing that on purpose. We have found the second book about Orpheus already. Voss wants to meet him at Baldur's Gate. The artist wants to meet us in Baldur's Gate. We are near the Night Song. We cannot get to the Grand Duke yet. We have lifted the Shadow Curse. We should talk to Halsin. Arabella's parents are dead. We should break the news to her. We're going to do that not on the same day that we found it, so we give her some time to think about it. We are looking for Zevlor, but we can't find him yet. We have not actually opened the box with the amulet in it, I don't think, but we do have it, so we'll do that in Act 3. We are not going to go back probably and kill the 5 or 6 skeletons that are there, so that quest is going to be done on the Vine. We've done our Shar quest. We have done Karlach's thing. Okay, we killed the Orphan. And we talked to Elminster, so we are good to go on things that we have to do today. So we can take a look at the vendors and see if they had any scrolls or something like that if we wanted to, and I think we're about ready to rest for the night. There's a bunch of activity that happens in overnight rests in Act 2, and we want to make sure that we go through those activities before we advance the quest too far, and that's our worry if we're going to try to confront Catherick or deal with the Night Song. So we'll probably start going through those in the next video and just catch up with our companions and see what's going on with everybody. I will catch you there. Thanks for watching. Bye.